Well, welcome to Something to Talk About. We have done this now 200 times. Well, at the end of this interview, it will be 200 times that we have interviewed many people from across Guam and those who have come to Guam as guests of the island. And I've been wanting to interview the governor all of this time, and she has kindly agreed to take time out of her very busy time.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. This is a special one for me because I interview on the phone, but we hardly ever speak in person. So it's good to see you.
Thank you. Yes, nice to see you.
I have
and
to
congratulations.
Thank you.
For 200
200
times.
episodes, 200 times, 200 times of eating to not like cutting it. That's what it is. The first thing, and I'm so grateful to your staff that we could work in a few minutes with you. How your life now compared to a year ago, what is that like?
Well, a year ago we were campaigning, so that was also very, very busy. But now it's even busier, of course. Lots of meetings to attend, ceremonial events to attend, but also overall challenges that come up to that needs attention, that will help out with providing the public services that our people need. So it's been very busy. My husband is very supportive, and we try to do things so it's convenient.
Does it make better sense now when you think about in the scope of your life and when you entered politics after your time in the medical field, that at this age, at this time in your life, where you could be retired, but at this time in your life, this is the best time to be governor?
I think so, because I have behind me a lot of experiences. I've gone through, I think, 3 chapters of my life as a nurse, as a senator, as a bank president, and all along that being a mother and now a grandmother, and so there's never been a situation where I just haven't had anything to do. And I'm that kind of a person.
Was wondering.
Like if I don't, like if I have free time, it's like, what do I do? so with my free time, I read a lot and also try to spend time with family.
Yeah.
And I've made it so you have to make time. And so usually Sundays are my time
You're set aside.
with family. Whether I do see my family or not, because they're also busy, with other things. But it's a time that I set aside just for me and my family.
I remember when I first heard that you were running for governor. I think I might have even said it out loud on the radio. I might have even asked you. I said, she's been a nurse. She's been in politics already. She's been in heading the financial world on Guam. What more can Lulian Guerrero do at this stage in her life by running for governor? And I see there are some reforms and things that you have been setting to change through your policies and practicing now and the platform from last year. Are you on that road? Like when you look back, you're going to go, yeah, I needed to be governor. I really needed to be governor at my age.
Yes. When I was bank president, and I looked and said, wow, the bank's doing really well. We're providing financial access. The greatest rewards I had there was that I was able to help people, with their mortgages, businesses with their loans, try to help people get back on their credit standing. And so those are financial ways of improving people's lives. And believe me, people's lives are very much impacted with their financial situations. And so to me, that's sort of my way of helping. And then I just felt that I felt like I still had energy and I still had the commitment and the passion to help out our island, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that we were, that we had good leadership and good governance and good philosophy and principles that will move our island in a better stature, better level, and better quality of life.
When you're deliberating the bills that are coming out of the legislature or the ideas, or you see you know, poverty, you see what people are complaining about with the taxes and that sort of thing. Is it easy for you to reach back into that place where you were a financial officer and you did have the authority to
Yes.
improve people's lives and go, I can help this person with their mortgage or build their credit?
Right. Yes, absolutely. I think I have always been, Patty, on the route of social services, on the more human side of the business. And that comes, I think, from my being raised up in a family that's very community supportive, very much, you know, helping with the church, helping with nonprofit organizations, things that benefit people overall, right? And so I'm not your typical financial person that just looks at numbers and then doesn't relate, well, what are the consequences of your actions as a result? That's what I look at.
The story is still important to
Yeah.
you.
Oh, absolutely. Because why are we doing this? I always say when I'm out there, and talking to employees, so why do you think you need to do this? You need to do this because at the end of the day, what you're contributing is making someone's life different, making someone's life better. And when you continue on that, bottom line drive of that's what you want to do, then things just become, although they're challenging, they're not as stressful because you know why you're doing it. If you know the purpose of why you're doing something or the purpose of your job, I think it's easier to do your job. And the obstacles, barriers, the opportunities, the options, those all help to get you there.
As we're closing in on your first year in office, when you're normally when you get into a new job and you slide around it, it's a very public place to be. There are people who like what you do and people who don't like what you do. Changes that are being made, people who like the changes that are being made. Is there any public misconception about you? Is there anything that you've heard about yourself you go, wow, that couldn't be the furthest from the truth? And do you feel compelled sometimes?
There is, but I consider the source, and a lot of these sources are not very credible to me. And then I weigh out, should I, exert energy in that or remain focused and exert your energy in a much more positive, productive way. When I ran for governor, I knew that, I was a senator, so I knew that not everybody's going to be happy with decisions that I make. But if I can say to myself, this is the right thing to do, because it is the right thing to do, and it's going to help it with public interest. The detractors are there, the naysayers will be there no matter what, right?
Yeah.
If I listened to all of them, I'd not do anything. So I just move on with what I think needs to be done, and I rally my cabinet and my members, my team, and we move in that direction. And you can say your opinion, you can express yourself, you can even, ask for public audit, all that.
Yeah.
But as long as I feel and I'm advised in my actions that we're still within the parameters of the law, we're still in the rules and regulations, I have not violated anything as a result of it, I'm going to do it.
Well, how about this is probably going to be the last question that I asked you, just about personally, I'm sure that you're underwhelmed by all of the trappings that come along with the benefits and the entitlements that somebody has in a position, like people want to open their door all the time. People is it easy to get spoiled by the treatment? And how is your husband Jeff handling the attention?
Yes, but like my security, they're very conscious of what is it that we like and what is it that we don't like, and they give me the privacy that I need, and the independence as much as I can, given their job to secure the governor, right? And of course the lieutenant governor. Jeff, he still goes to work in his own car. He doesn't really have a security. There are times when we go out and I want to come home and he wants to, stay out some more. Then my security drops me and then they come back and pick him up. Yeah.
So he still has his freedom to do everything that he wants.
I don't really see us being stifled at all in what we want, what we do and what we wanted to do. It's just time. Yeah. There's just not enough time.
Is it, if you look back on all of the years that you could have been governor, let's just say it happened in another time, is it easier to do this as an empty nester, where it's just you and Jeff, as opposed to raising 2 kids along the same?
Absolutely, because, during the day I have my work that I have to do, and, in the morning we just talk about what's going on at night. I'll call you if I'm going to be late, but I don't feel like I have to go home and make dinner.
Okay, so you don't make dinner every night?
No. Actually, Jeff does. Not every night, but
somebody makes dinner somewhere, or okay.
We do the crock pot and then freeze the food and then do the microwave thing.
You guys are the very typical empty nesters. Well, thanks again for sharing this great time with me. I appreciate it. Yeah. We look forward to talking again, maybe at the same table. Next time we'll eat something. Thanks a lot, Governor Lulian Guerrero. One of my first guests that we ever had for episode 1 is up next. We'll be right back. Well, I said that I was going to come back with my first guest from the first Something to Talk About 200 episodes, and I'm kind of glad that it's Dee Cruz. Because I don't think I could have, there's a story that I tell all of my guests, because when we're here, we eat the food here. Yes. And we've been eating this platter for years, and it's the Tinala Cutney.
Yeah. Now, I'm not, the very first episode, you destroyed me on that one. I know. That was...
No, but it was the one that you and AJ
was on.
Carbolito.
Yeah, no, AJ Bellahaja.
Not Carbolito. He were sitting here, and she was wrestling with this meat. She had it between her teeth, and AJ was here. You were in the middle, and she was like wrestling because she wanted to be a good trooper.
Yes.
Because I said, please eat the food because people want to see you.
Please eat the food.
I'm asking AJ a very, serious police question, and you're over here fighting with this piece of meat.
I think I lost the filling that day. I had to go to
all my guests that story. I said Dee Cruz was here and she was fighting with a piece of meat.
So,
thank you for being my first guest.
You're welcome. At the 200th episode, you brought Danger Zone.
All your old favorites.
Yeah, all my old favorites. But no, this time normally we have we tried the sandwiches. I've tried the steak. So this time I tried the seafood platter, which is good, really good.
Mine is the cheeseburger is my go-to.
Yeah,
it's my go-to. I have to. But I've eaten here 200 times.
That's right.
That's only part of my life. That's not
all
of
my life. You should have your own side, like a Patty's selection. No, of food.
Oh, you mean King's wants to put my name on their menu?
This is your 200th time eating.
I'm pretty sure that'll fetch a large audience, but anyway. So the first time that we did this, it was actually for the Seroptimus.
Yes.
International was doing the big...
We hosted
that.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
Yeah,
it was El Taitigui and Rachel Estevez and Jackie Paris. They were here to talk about their debut of that song.
That's right.
And then you and I were emceeing.
That's right.
Which, by the way, I think years later we have to apologize to the audience that night that Dee and I were hosting. It was a Seroptimus event, and it was like the band. Remember, they put together a collection of all the women musicians on the island.
I want to say it was a decade. Was it the 20s? Because we've hosted several of them.
Yeah. Well, we've never been back.
No, I've hosted several of them.
I was supposed to host one with you, but I was off island.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second time
sorry.
around.
My daughter got married.
Yeah.
Last year. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. And so what happened was that Patti and I, of course, when the band had to take a break, Patti and I had to get up on stage and ad-lib, so what did we do? We started to play the instruments.
In my head, I was playing a Chicago song. Saturday in the Park.
In my head, I was on the drums playing Funky Cold Medina.
Oh.
I think that's what I was playing.
Yeah.
Is a Tone Loc song. Yeah, which
Well, needless to
apologize
say, they
again.
booed us off the stage. I think they said put those instruments down. I'm sure there was a nightmare for musicians. They were like,
I think
yeah,
Jen
stuff like-
Avicool was
Jen-
worried was about
because I
your
was playing her
piano.
piano.
Correct.
Yeah, but
Yes.
anyway, you've come here for
Oh,
a number
man.
of reasons. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like you. It's kind of like you've been here because you have your hands in everything, sort of.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I just love to be involved, coming back and living on Guam and having to get involved not only politically but even in the nonprofit section. Like now I'm more involved, and I like to give stuff to like Catholic Soul Services, alley shelters, stuff like that. Like I really want to get back to the community.
Keeps you
but
connected for sure.
It does, and I'm always listening to you. You got so many great folks on your show, and 200 episodes here. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is kind of a
that's
lot.
of
I'm
talking.
thinking about that. It's like,
200.
well, I mean, we had a landmark at 100, and then all my producers were like, "Let's do something," and I'm like, I don't think I want it. It's like turning 80.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm proud of the 200.
Right.
But the whole concept of the show from the very beginning, because it used to be another program called Good Question, and I think you remember. That there were 3 different hosts. There was John
Right.
Anderson,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
Travis Coffin, and there were Ray
Oh.
Gibson. And then when nobody wanted to
Two
do it
angels
anymore,
now. 2 angels now.
yeah,
John
exactly,
Anderson.
2 angels. And so I decided that if I was going to take over the program, that I really wanted it to be, the subject matter to be different. Because Good Question was mostly about politics and the economy and,
Right.
news subjects.
Right.
And I really wanted to talk to normal people
Right.
with normal lives that normally don't get any kind of attention,
Right.
and some of these nonprofits have to pay for the attention. So it's always been really cool to be able
I
to
hear
sit
you.
down and, talk to people about why they do. And nothing, opens up a person's mouth more than good food.
Eating. Right.
Yeah.
It is, and that is true.
And so over the years, what's really been nice is that we've had a lot of customers from Kings that have come up and said, "Can you please eat the food?" They want us to eat the food because they see us eat on camera and they see the food, but we're not eating it. So but it's just because it's hard
Call
to talk
me.
with your mouth
I'm
full.
all about eating.
I know
on your
she
show.
can eat under any circumstances, but I'm eating the burger, so you can talk.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask you. You had your son-in-law return, Jesse, right? And he just came back for how many days?
We were here for 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, was it that long? Wow.
He's in the military.
Yep.
He's now stationed at Beale Air Force Base. I'm not allowed to ask any other questions about that. but
Because it's a high. Yeah. If
I
they
don't know,
tell
I'm just-
you,
I
they
don't-
tell you you wouldn't be here.
No,
Right.
No,
Right.
I don't. I don't know what his job is. I just know
But
that-
you're so Tia will be moving.
Thanks, Dee.
I know it's a big step.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dee.
I know, but you had a handful.
Are we having an
because
Oprah moment here?
We are, because I wanted to find out.
Oh.
You left to meet your sister back there to ensure that the place that she stayed in, and I don't know what mother does that. Patti probably does. You actually went to see the area that they're moving
I
to.
went to investigate. I went to find an apartment. I wanted to know where my grandson was going to be living next year. So yeah, I mean,
Right.
I did. I was already on a business
Right.
trip. I just sort of
Did a side show.
did a side trip just to make
Do
sure.
you like it?
Dude, are you kidding?
It's
On the mainland, here's the thing. On the mainland, they have a lot of those condos, and they call them apartments. They look like townhouses
Right.
and stuff, but they're actually pretty affordable. But they run the gamut of, and near these military bases, they cater, like the communities here, they cater to the military.
Right.
So a lot of the business that they have, it's weird because you know how it is on Guam. We can't shop at the commissary.
no.
So the difference
Right.
between outside and inside the fence are completely different things. Being back there, though, in that community, I was walking around going, you know what, that's pretty cool, because she doesn't need to go to the commissary. She can just go to whatever Winco or Safeway.
Everything's right outside
Yeah.
the gate, and then
Everything's-
it's
and it's all
all
affordable.
It's exactly.
And they're competing for that military money, which is, I was like, wow, this is nothing like it is on Guam.
And they're the way that they're living off base. They're in gated communities.
Yeah.
Everything's very secure.
Secure.
Yes.
That's what I was going for. I was going for the gated side,
Mm-hmm.
sort of secure place where,
So my
it's cool.
question is, and I'm pretty sure everyone is, once they move and they relocate, I know.
Am I leaving?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I think the last thing that any young couple wants is their mother-in-law. You know, with Tia's like, I'll get you a room. I'm like, this. I know better.
But
than,
see, the main difference between how your relationships are with your children and you, it's completely different than your normal.
my relationship with
folk.
my parents. Or no?
It is.
Oh, the
It's
generation.
a complete. The generation definitely, because
Yeah.
now you have. It's more. If millennials, okay, we'll talk about the millennials. If you want to know what they're doing, you have to get on their social media to find out what they're doing.
Yeah, and I can't get on social media because I'm dumb. So I have to have one of my millennials help me get on the
Yeah.
social media so I know what they're doing.
It-
So it's kind of like a trap.
It's my generation that was all verbal.
Yeah.
It was all the talking. 'Cause
Yeah.
We just barely, I guess, the cell phone just came out.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. But yours was more like
Mine is
pen,
all
pen to
hands
paper.
on. I mean, these kids are, I have.
Your
I have-
generation was pen to paper and stamps.
Yeah,
If you
and
had
dial
to,
phones.
Exactly.
So did you ever have anybody come up and ask you, what do you mean by hang up the phone? Hang up the phone? Who says that? Anyway, listen, Dee, thanks, babe,
Oh,
for
you're
being my
welcome.
last and first guest
You're
so far. I
welcome.
appreciate that. I hope you guys come down and enjoy the food. King's has just been absolutely awesome. And I want to end the program with a huge thank you to our family at King's. So that's up next. We'll be right back. Before we leave you, we really wanted to say, give an opportunity to our friends over at King's for everything that they have done for us in the past several years. Cliff here, Guzman from GFS, and he's a vice president of operations. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you. You know, this is what King's is all about. It's about people getting together, talking the talk, and, you know, families coming together. It's a family restaurant.
It really is. It's a
And-
family restaurant. Lucy and Dave Alcorn have been fantastic. All of their kids, Derek and Nick, and everybody that we run into. And
Yeah.
the hospitality here, the staff has been great. I mean, it's hard to put up with us for 200 times we've been here.
200
in the past.
episodes. We're proud to do it, but I think more importantly, you know, the opportunities that are coming out of here is because of the great staff that we have. We have staff that have been here over 30 years. Imagine that.
Mama Joe.
Yeah, Mama Joe. And, you know, it's just amazing what they do every day to bring the hospitality to a new level, that whole anaphemalic feeling about coming to King's with family. And that's what makes it great. And we got more improvements coming down the line, more stuff, new changes in the menus. We're even introducing non-meat burgers, all of that
I heard
fun
about
stuff.
that,
So,
yeah.
you know, I think that's what it's all about. It's kind of keeping it fresh, but keeping it local.
Well, we-
Always open, always local.
We always appreciate it. Thank you for feeding us and our guests all over Guam for the 200th episode that we've been doing this, and we still love the King's food. So,
And
thanks a
thank
lot.
you, Guam, for watching Patti and listening to Patti and getting up on what's going on in Guam. Come to King's. Come down and talk about it here, and let's plan for the future. Let's plan positive. Let's make it happen. Guam is good. So are you. Thank you.
Thank you. Corner table here at King's. We'll see you next time on Something to Talk About.